Okay, well, it's 10:30, let's go ahead and call this meeting to order.
1:30.
1:30, excuse me.
10:30.
10:30, 1:30, what's a zero? Picky.
Ms. Skylar,
Money?
what time's your
In
meeting?
money or what?
Exactly.
My meeting's at 3:30.
Your meeting's at
Yeah,
3:30?
so we need to go ahead and get started. Okay, it's 1:30 PM, let's call the meeting to order, or the workshop actually to order for Polk County Commissioners Court, November 8th, 2021, special session. Madam Clerk, do you want to lead us in the pledges? Sure.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, the topics: to receive and provide information, evaluate demographics, take action to establish criteria for redistricting, and take possible action regarding the redistricting of county political boundaries. Very well.
Okay, well, for the benefit of everyone in the room, from the audience perspective and everywhere else, we just want you to know that the county's already had one workshop related to this where you received your initial assessment. You have adopted your criteria that you want to proceed with. That's a 14 points, if you will remember really quick. It's the U.S. Constitution, Texas Constitution, Election Code, and the Voting Rights Act, as well as paying particular to any racial demographics, incumbents, residents, polling places, and all of those sorts of things that we went over during that 14-point criteria that you established. The county was over the 10% presumptive unconstitutional limits, and therefore y'all entered an order to redistrict, and that's what we're here today to do, is to work through that process. So if you will remember, precinct 1 is over by about 2,119.
Repeat that?
2,119. 2,119. Precinct 2 is under by 162 people. Precinct 3 is under by 1,438. And precinct 4 is under by 518. So the goal would pretty much to be give population from 1 to 3 and 4 as best we could. 2 could pretty much be left alone. We wouldn't even have to touch them because they're at 1.4%, but it may not be possible not to do that. But the best way would be to give from 1 to both 2 and, to give to 1 to 3 and 4. And so how that's accomplished here is you see there's census blocks up here. Each census block has a
Y'all
number
want
in
me to
it.
turn off the lights? Can you see
Yes,
better with the
please.
lights on? Can you see?
Yeah, I can see that.
There we go.
And them
So
lights
here's
that
what
you
your
got in the
county looks
spectacles.
like right now.
I know the feeling.
And someone asked me, they've asked me this all along, and I'll tell these 3 stories really quick. Did you come with a plan? Where do you recommend we move population? How do we accomplish this task today? Well, you know better than me how to accomplish this task because I've had a commissioner that I have drawn his brand new road right out of his precinct that he just paved in August, and he's not happy. And so we had to take that road back because he wasn't happy about it. I've also taken somebody's mother out of their own precinct and they weren't happy about that. So those are the kinds of considerations that I don't know about and I can't predict because I obviously know where the population hubs are here in Livingston. But the one thing we do have to keep in mind is I went back and looked at your demographics from 10 years ago. So the one thing that we want to be cognizant about is that 10 years ago, precinct 3 had an Anglo population of 52.52%, total population. Voting population, Anglo is 56.51. So we've got to try to maintain or strengthen that minority area if we can. And currently as it sits, we know precinct 3 has to gain population. Precinct 3 currently sits at 50.91% Anglo with a voting age of 53.97% Anglo. So when we pick up those 1438 individuals, if they can be picked up from minority areas, that would help us maintain the minority, not quite majority precinct, but we're close. And it's, people ask me all the time about the voting age. Well, it's people who identify on their census as 18 years or older. I'm sure we could talk to the county clerk here, and it may show that there's 6,000 people that are in precinct 2 that are above the age of 18. The problem is only 2,400 may actually be registered voters in that precinct. I mean, you don't get the equivalent of, this software doesn't say who's a registered voter and who's not. And that's not really what we're tasked with under the Voting Rights Act, it's just trying to maintain it. So 1 needs to give 2, 3, and 4, and how can we accomplish that? Or where do y'all have any suggestions of who y'all would like to start with? Would it be easier to start for 1 to give to 4, or 1 to give to 3?
Which one are they having to give the most to? 3?
3.
That's
But
right.
it's all gotta come out of one.
Yeah.
So I mean, like, for example, this road right up here is, I don't know why it's not showing as in black as everything
It's
else.
59.
This right here is 59,
No, that's
Martin Luther King Boulevard.
That's
So
MLK, yeah, 59 out on the end, that's MLK.
this is 59 right
Yeah.
here. This is MLK, so if you just look beneath there, you see that there's some pretty big, like, this one's 198, and then the more you move south, 125, 127, 188. I mean, there's a lot of population right in here that could, ooh, I'm giving it the wrong way,
Yeah.
sorry.
That's precinct
That's
3.
already in my
Precinct 3
precinct.
that needs it. So there's not a lot in red.
Yeah, the part you just showed is already in Milt's
Yeah.
precinct.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And you know, one of the issues is that, with the exception of the Martin Luther King, neighborhood, we don't really have that many neighborhoods that are, you know, 80 to 90% minority. I mean,
Yeah.
there, if it would help you on mine for minority, I have a little addition back up north of Business 59, north of 190, on 59. Come on up to where 146 and 59. No, the other way.
The other way, go straight up.
Just like you were going. All right, you see right there, hold that. You see that road Talpa and Paris, right there, straight up where that's click, right, no, come back to, right there. It's predominantly Hispanic. If he has to have more minority. But there's 30, 16.
So if you look in here, we just followed this area right here. And I'll show you kind of how it works. Doesn't mean you have to accept any of this, but this would be giving to 3 from 4. And as you start clicking in here, I'm gonna turn this on up here where it says pending changes. And this is live feeds right here. See this line right here where it says change in population, 0. As I click, it will start adding up the population there. And if we scroll down here where it says WOPBLCK, for example, that's without prison population black, without prison population white, without prison population, there's one that says HP, which is Hispanic, right here, Hispanic. And so I can click, and some of these are gonna have 0 in it, just because they're feeder roads or, but like that one has 71 people in it.
Now what do you got?
Can I get a picture, is there possible to get just a, read out of that so that when we're looking up there, I can see exactly, cause I can't even see the
yeah,
numbers.
you mean print out? that information? We can send it to you all
How many people's in that
electronically.
right
I'll do
there,
that for
in that
right
red?
now, just so when we're looking at this, I can look down here and see exact, cause I can't read
Eric,
that at
can
all.
we print
I'm
out
sorry.
those maps?
This can't print out,
Oh, it can't,
and the
okay, that's
reason
all right.
why is because the sense, like, see how close I'm zoomed in just to get a number to pop
Uh-huh.
up? It won't show up on a, I mean, like, you would have to have a map as big as this room
Okay.
to get every little census block.
Now, we could print out,
Here, can we move it over here?
would it be easier if we move it over
Put it on
I
here?
this
mean, I
wall
don't
right
mean
here?
Or
to
we
be
could take,
difficult, but I can't read that.
No, that's fine.
Put it
no,
right
no,
there.
no, there you go.
Oh, there you go.
Man,
There you
oh,
go.
thank
Ricky, you're gonna have to come join us over here,
I'm gonna have
sir.
to back up now, Judge. No, I'm good.
Yeah, we're all gonna have to.
There you go, you,
Eric, do you wanna try to move it over here in front of Shalana?
Can we put it on this,
Move it over here by Shalana, see if that helps.
if it'll reach?
Yeah, it's plugged over here closer to Shalana.
Hey, it's looking good right there.
yeah.
Yeah.
Can
You see it now?
I can see it, but can you all see it?
We're good.
Okay, you sure? 'Cause
I'm positive.
I'm just making a suggestion. I know that up there, you could probably pull the numbers and
Can you make it a
on the
little bigger?
minority
We
representation.
have to go back.
Okay.
I'm kind of at a weird angle here, so.
How's that, Ms. Gunning?
That's better.
He's gonna put it in your front lap there.
That's better. I'm sorry, I'm so blind.
Now all you need is a long stick.
Let me see if I can get it one more time right here. There. Okay, so that is 148 people, see right here, in that section that's
That you've added.
added. 85 of those is white, so everyone else would be a minority. And then, I mean, you know, like, the other census blocks start to get, like, this is 169 right there.
Yeah, that's the outline of that road over there. And there's, what is this right? If you put this, real right there, you put that in.
There are a lot of houses down there off of Old Disser Road too.
Yeah, that's where he's at. All the way to Castlewood.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, if you went on up to Old Disser Road, then you might pick up.
Well, that is Old Israel, that 1314. Unless you went all the way up
No, I'm talking all
to
the
where
way
it
on
ties,
up.
all the way up to where it ties in. What's that road of yours up there in Milk? Oakdale?
Yeah,
Oakdale. Yeah, it
Goes
ties
all the way
all the
up
way
there.
into Oakdale.
yeah.
Pull it down some, Eric. Yeah. See where it says
So
Old
that
Israel?
is right there, just population wise, that's 1,153 people that we highlighted, with 668 being Anglo. So about a 50-50 split, so you're not having a huge impact on that minority population. You're certainly not diluting it, you know, but you're not helping with.
So
any
you're
gains.
still about 300 people off?
But that's giving it all from him, so that's gonna create a deficit from 4, and then 1's gonna have to
Well, that would put him under
quite a bit.
900.
So then we could pick that up on the other end of town, potentially.
I mean, it's just a thought. I was thinking about just that subdivision, not that whole area, but gotta do what we gotta do.
Is this
I wanna
not
give
giving
me
a
some
bunch
more
of
money
roads
for this
right
is
there?
over with.
This isn't giving any roads.
Going back down there to the city.
Oh, yeah, this is giving roads. There's just a few roads. We get back down here in the city and we'll see.
Put him back up. How many's in that little red on the inside of 59? To the right of 59?
This right here,
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
this was all Caucasian. When I
All
looked a while ago.
Caucasian?
That's Enchanted Forest.
Yeah, that's
isn't it?
Enchanted
Forest,
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I clicked some of those when we were looking earlier, that's a high percentage
Okay.
Anglo.
Yep,
So you're looking for some,
minority.
minority?
The three had to gain 1,400, so roughly 1,200 is what three needs to gain, probably not to throw the percentages off too much. So it doesn't have to be exactly 1,400, you don't have to get to zero, but you gotta be well below, you know, if you can, below 10 and even below 5, just to help you in the future.
We've got the problem is, we've got another minority, predominantly minority neighborhood, but it's way on down 146 in 1988. And then out east of town, there's a little community there. There's two communities out there, but they're so far apart.
Yeah. And
They're
that's
so
where-
far away from him, or, you know,
Right, and then you're creating a situation of where then you're kind of breaking up communities if you're not careful.
I mean,
Yeah.
Only one I got's Wiggins one.
we all live amongst each other nowadays. It's not like it
That-
used to
That's
be.
why I think it's gonna be different in 10 more years.
Okay, so following this direction that we started out with, how many more people would he need to pick up?
47.
Yeah, let's say somewhere between 50 and 75, just to be on the safe side.
Okay.
That voting box right under that, where Easy Street and that is what, 136,
Yeah, 136.
right there?
Is that still inside the city limits?
No, that's all outside. Right there at about Jefferson Street, that's kind of the city limits line right
Yeah,
there.
Yeah, it is the city
Yes,
limits
yeah.
line, so, cause if you look
Yeah.
further south, see this little line right
Uh-huh.
here? That kind of becomes the city limit line,
Okay.
right in there.
okay, so Guyleen is the pink, so that's where we're
Yeah.
trying to get rid of people, right? Or get people out of.
Right.
Okay, so if you added a few more up there, and then you took Enchanted Forest and gave that to Tommy,
We need to leave the office annex in precinct 4, right?
Yes, is there a JP's office?
yep,
The JP and the constable's office. I think when you go south of 190, you
Okay,
picked up
so I
the
need
office
to take
annex.
that out.
All of this down here, you said, how many, did you say 136?
Okay, so let's just move this. I have other plans where we can come back to this if we need to, but let's go ahead and move that. That's what it would look like that. And then if we go down here into this area to give to 4, does precinct 1 at all need to touch the courthouse?
yes,
This is
Yeah,
a-
line your nose.
precinct
yeah,
one.
that's where their JP is.
Okay. So we've gotta be careful, cause that's why that pink line runs up through there, is to go to their office. So see, if you click that,
doesn't cut Daryl off?
It looks like he might still be in there. If you
Mhm.
send those
Yeah, it's just
Looks
straight
like
up
he's
that
still in
blade.
there, that
Yeah.
little,
Right up there where it touches there.
I thought it,
Looks like it, down here where the blue and the
yeah,
pink
it looked to
and
me
the
like it
red
got
come
cut off
together.
right there.
Yeah.
Right here.
Yeah, right there,
Comes to,
Well, it follows that street, that Beatty Street,
yeah.
Okay. All right.
or Marsh Street. I guess, yeah, I don't know. And that right there gives Tommy more than he needed.
Well, no, now he needs, because he
Oh,
gave
yeah,
all
well,
that
it gives me,
away.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now you see, he needs about 1,600.
I do or he does?
You
you
do.
do,
After you give them others up,
right.
Okay. How many was in this voting block?
735.
735? I didn't see it. Okay, I got you. So,
We don't have their home addresses on this map either, right?
Right, we've gotta be careful
Yeah.
to know who lives where.
So are you saying that precinct 4 needs to come across 59 into precinct 1?
It may,
Yeah,
it may further down.
Well, that's.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
right there.
I mean, if you don't wanna do it here in the city, and I don't know who lives out here, but see, just this one census block right here is 915 people in it.
you're down at the escapees there, aren't you?
Oh, I think
Yep.
the escapees are further
I
down.
think they're, yeah, way down this way.
Yes, they're further down.
Providence, oh.
Yeah.
They're close.
See, that's the
No,
escapees
no.
right there.
Escapees is Sunrise Drive and all that up there. That's My Road. They're right here, escapees
Oh,
is
yeah,
right
that's-
here,
Yes,
That
sir.
is it.
That is escapees right there.
right there.
Yeah, further down is Forest Springs and all those other
Yeah,
Mhm.
here's
What
little
would-
subdivisions.
Yeah, see, there's a huge populate, once you zoom in, see how we get 128, 29, there's one that was a
Yeah,
286,
and you don't wanna
29.
split those up.
146.
You'll have a fight over that
I
one.
thought there was like 14,000 down there.
Well, there's, some of these roads, why would there be 915 people right here?
10 Star, I don't know. There's not a road in, there's not a county road in there. It should be the 900 and something over here.
That should be the biggest voting
Two.
block in our county.
County,
Yeah.
right there.
But a lot of them escapees might not have been there to do no census.
I mean, how many people do you think are in the escapees?
Registered voters, there's over 10,000.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's what throws me
It's
off.
like
I see those
roughly
numbers.
like 5,300 and some odd for each
For each
one of those two,
box.
there's 2 boxes there.
In that one spot.
But they probably did not complete their census
Yeah, that's probably
information.
true.
That's the same
Well,
problem
see,
we
like
had
this
last
one
time.
right here has 1,302 people in it.
Oh, okay.
So the
That's
more,
Escapees Drive right there.
so see, the
Right.
more you zoom in, like this little one right here had 470 in it, that
Yeah.
one. Sumter, Oaks, Raccoon Trail Valley, 26, I mean, there's gonna be a lot of
That's the
population right
Escapees
there.
right there.
That's the escapees trailer park
Yeah.
section, you know, where they have the
Mhm.
trailers all right on the highway. Okay, I don't think we can mess with escapees without creating an issue.
Yeah.
Okay,
We could right there, but I don't know how many people's in there.
right here,
What is
Hickory
that?
Hill Drive,
Oh,
That's getting on into Goodrich, isn't it?
Yep.
There's Wyndham Ranch Road.
Yeah,
right
that's
there.
getting
Yep.
on into Goodrich. Probably wanting to stay on 146, Tom.
Try to.
Yeah.
should you go further south down here?
No, No,
He answered that one.
Speak up, Ms. Guyleen.
no farther south than 29, yeah,
2965.
yeah,
Okay, what about if you go back to that Providence Road area, but stay away from escapees?
right there, take that
Yeah.
look out.
That little corner,
Yeah,
right
Hobby, yeah,
there. Right there.
Right there.
yeah.
I'm gonna get rid of this little area up here just so we can see.
Yeah.
Is this on camera?
So these two are
Probably is.
200 people right there.
Okay, what about that next one?
That one,
Uh-huh,
51.
okay.
But you're staying away from escapees right
Stay
there.
away from that, but go the other direction maybe.
This is 915, but that,
71 right, no, that's in mine.
Okay, how many does that give him?
1196. I just am worried that this 915 is gonna be escapees, cause where else would they live right there?
Well, no, they were up here a while ago.
But there's nothing right there, that's not even a county road there, that 10-star road. There's nothing there.
Is there any kind of apartment, anything out
Nope.
here on Providence Road
No.
or
Nope,
No,
Armitage?
nope,
no.
I don't know where that number come from right there.
Can you verify that or check it or see what?
The census is what the census is.
Okay.
They made that perfectly clear to us.
Okay.
Well,
Well, I know from Providence Road to 10-star Road, there's not 900 and something people living in there.
They're probably from in here, and the census just
Put them over
calculates it
there.
right there.
Yep,
Yeah,
It probably comes off one of these little junctions.
it should go up farther over to the right, is where it should be.
Mm-hmm.
well, the census is what it is, and they'll use it
But
like
the
that.
voters, she has to identify the voters then, and give them their right card.
Well, if there ain't no voters in there, who's she gonna give a card to?
Yeah, I don't know.
That's the voter registrar,
yeah.
voter registrar's problem.
Ain't I probably done a half-ass census.
It's not hard to count.
What about that right there in town on,
I
Right there.
thought we were talking about taking
right there,
that.
Yeah.
that right there?
You know, that's, isn't that, Janet Forest there, which is,
Yeah, if you keep going, it is.
yeah.
It's 1,800 there.
Well, but we,
Well, I've got that 900.
Oh, down there.
Still.
It's 1,000.
what about, how
And
about,
see, there's not much further you can go right here, because you see the census block right here. That would cut you off from the courthouse, cause it's a big, long, skinny one.
Mm-hmm.
So that's, you know, 2,000.
1,223.
That's with this block down here and that.
Yes,
And you're shooting for how much?
1,600.
Well, if you go
But didn't we-
right past the
did we
escapees,
decide
Tom,
this was escapees? I
No,
thought that was
that's
the
not
9
escapees.
Escapees
Yeah,
are
but I
right
thought it
over.
was 915, isn't that the one
I
that showed
didn't take
that?
that one.
No, it was the
Here's
other one.
915
Oh,
right
okay,
here.
that's the 915,
Yeah, so
okay.
we don't wanna mess with that one since we know there's gotta be something wrong there.
what's there at the Thousand Oaks, what is there, Tom?
Where's that at, Milt? Where's Thousand Oaks at?
Up there where that subdivision is, up there.
Right here.
Yeah.
Oh, that's Far Springs.
Of course.
Okay.
Is that escapees too?
No.
No.
No. What about the old 146, Tommy? Just this is section that's on your right-hand side. Down there, Davis Road, right through there.
I don't, yeah, see what that is, but see where that little hook is there, where it says 2? Right there, that little spot right there.
That's 17 people.
17, that's what I thought, 15 and 2, there's, tell what that top number was.
There's 104 right here, but then you're starting to get down here, south of 2685, which you told me not to go below.
That's fine, I mean, if you have to, I mean, that's fine right there. That right in there. I mean, I just,
And then this, is this Taylor Lake up right over here again? No.
No.
That's not, oh, never mind that, okay. That's, yeah.
this little area back up there, like you was talking,
Back up towards 146.
back towards
Yeah.
146, right there where it says Alto,
Uh-huh.
right in there.
That's too big of a census
No.
block.
Yep, what about right above it, 17,
11's right here.
or 11?
6, 2, 15.
Huh.
There's some population right in here, if you follow this stream up.
Is that old
Oh.
highway,
It's old 35, well, yeah,
35.
that's, yeah. Stallion Station in old 35, yeah, that right there, see what you can come up with that.
1151.
That's both of them combined?
What about down there by Chestwood, Tommy? Is that
I've got
already- Is that
Chestwood.
already yours?
Yeah.
This Hickory Hill neighborhood, what is that?
It's Goodrich North, isn't it?
yeah,
Yes, that's Goodrich North.
So we would be dividing that from Goodrich.
Yep.
What is this Wyndham Ranch Road? Well, it's got 0 on it. so
Yeah, that's nothing, I
Yeah.
mean, that Lone Wolf and Wyndham Ranch,
Kings, Sunrise Wood, Thompson, all of that area.
that's already in my.
That's already
Yeah, but
counted.
what neighborhood is that? I mean, is that Goodrich North too? Or
No,
is it-
no. That's a predominantly Hispanic population right there, where that 154 is, at Thompson and
Mhm.
King and that, there's a lot of minority population in there. That's what I'm saying, is, look,
Little enclave.
yeah, here and there, and
So if you made this 1985 the dividing, or 1988
88,
the dividing line,
yep.
Well,
That
Goodrich
would do
North
it.
wouldn't be as much as going straight into the city of Goodrich.
right,
No.
yeah.
So Goodrich North. would not be-
1988 is though,
What's that?
all the way to the corner, 59, 1988, we were right there.
Yeah.
But I mean, we're gonna have to do what we have to do, I mean,
that probably does it percentage-wise. I'm just gonna show you what it would look like.
Sure strings you out, don't it?
So that brings the total to precinct 1 is still 670 over at 577, and precinct 4 is under, or precinct 3 is 246. So if you add those two together, you're looking at a percentage of about 8.
So basically mine would go all the way on 59, all the way down to 1988.
Is Trails End still in precinct 1 with that? Trails End is in Goodrich.
Down,
What'd you
down.
say?
Trail Bend,
Trails End, trying to make sure that's still located in precinct 1 with this change.
because you got,
It's on the, east side of 59, north 1988.
yeah, because that's where he lives at. Well,
Now look at it, Daryl.
yeah, it's gonna be in, Goodrich North.
Okay, but Daryl Longino is not running.
No.
He's already said he's not running.
There's Trail End right
Yeah,
there.
that's
Yeah.
So
where
it'd
it's.
be okay to draw him out of the precinct since he's not running?
If he said he's not,
Yeah,
I
he
mean, we
did.
would wanna talk to him and confirm, just to be
No,
respectful.
he called us himself,
Okay.
said he would not be seeking reelection.
So I wonder if any of the people that have filed so far, this isn't gonna affect.
Well,
They
there's
couldn't
no way
have
for us
filed yet,
to juggle that.
Well, they filed their intent, their application.
I mean, how would we know that then someone doesn't present themselves? Last minute, there wasn't cut into it, right? And no way to know what the voters would decide. And we're enlarging, we're not, huh?
But I'm still over, correct?
Yes.
Eric,
Yeah, you're still over by what, 6?
What's that?
700, isn't it?
Almost 700.
700,
Yeah, 'cause it's
or
a
right at
workshop.
700? So that would need to go to 3, is that, or 3 would be the one that would, is that right?
What are we
Or
talking
that's-
about?
Well, the other 700 that I'm over,
Somehow we need to get that to 3, right?
yeah.
But you can't do that, because you gotta keep one to the courthouse. Well, I can't say you can't do that,
That's getting to the courthouse.
but that's too, right now, it's gonna have to be way across 59. If you took it from Mars Street back north, you'd be cutting that block out that,
I
you
know.
might swing Milt on down into mine, and we just keep swinging around the other way.
Now you understand how gerrymandering works,
Oof.
what you're trying to do.
I didn't mean to give up my whole precinct up there, I was just showing the neighborhood, where the census block is.
That's the other thing, it's, some of the census blocks don't make sense.
They don't help you.
No, they don't.
Not when they get that big.
They're so huge that it's hard to. Can you guys go back over?
No, you're fine. I'm just sitting there loosening up for what I'm gonna take, I guess.
I mean, 2 could technically give to 3 and then take
Then
from
I'm
1
reading it.
somewhere. Right here.
We sure are leaving you alone, Ronnie. That's why
Yeah,
somebody
I was-
harassed too.
I was gonna
That's
send
what
out
I'm
for
saying.
pizza or
If you
something.
gave from 2 to 3, that may stop, what is it that, let's just look and see what's in here.
I've only got one community that's Hispanic, but it's out 190 more.
Well, they can't get to your husband.
That's the biggest one.
I don't know, back in the day, Mr. Purvis probably figured he never would be down into Livingston, they put it down the railroad tracks.
Just ain't many people out there.
It just seems like that Milt's precinct might be better served staying in the rural areas more so than coming down into the city. I know that's where the majority of the population is. I don't know, Milt.
I'm looking.
You wanna go on east, north side of 190?
I kinda like to shrink mine a little bit.
I would too, but it don't look like it's gonna happen.
I mean, you know,
Yeah,
y'all look
Yeah,
at
I
the
know.
map.
yeah.
I know. I'm gaining people, but not as much land mass as you are. You know what, on this deal here. The Midway Loop area, I don't know how many's in that voting block
That's
right
the
there.
problem with precinct
Right
2
here?
up there.
Yeah, that green, that.
He's gonna get so many miles of road
Yeah.
Yeah.
and not very
Well,
many people.
that's the advantage
gonna-
of going further into the city, is that the city's maintaining the streets.
You
Yeah.
want roads or you want
But
head
the
count?
roads, you know,
There's a little bit left
yeah,
up
there's a
top.
little corner.
Oh yeah, don't miss nothing.
Yeah, you can't miss anything.
So that little, what'd you call that, midway loop, that's
Yeah.
143 people. And
Got 143 mile of road in there.
that's still not helping one dump population.
Well, what about over there, I guess it's, Indian Hills, or what's,
Far over here.
if we're trying to give to two to,
Are we trying to give to 2 or are we trying to give to 3?
well, but I thought you were gonna give some of 2 to 3 and then some of 1 to 2.
I mean,
Isn't
that's
that
the
what-
other way we could do it, to try to
what
get
y'all
it
say?
off
Yeah.
one.
Doesn't matter to me, whatever y'all wanna do.
It ain't working out like we're going. I mean,
One thing I got that it's got Hispanic in it would be Wiggins 1. He don't want Wiggins 1.
I can't get there, huh?
Yeah, you can't get to it.
You'd have to give up some of right there.
What is this area right here?
That's the Wiggins 1 area right there.
Okay, well, there's a way to get over there.
No, that was enough.
That little block, a little bit to the left. That's the school, that's the high school. That's gonna be a lot of Spanish people right in there. And in that little block you left out, there's gonna be some Spanish people in there.
We give that to, that's 937 people, yeah, it's probably 2/3 minority.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna give that to 3.
Yeah.
But I've gotta go capture this from 1 to give it to 3.
I don't think so.
No, cause that cuts off the.
Yeah, you can't do that, that cuts off one.
It's because that census block is so big, I was trying to just loop it down.
You'd have to go to the yellow right there. Oh, no, that wouldn't take,
Yeah, you'd have to go there.
you'd have to go right
You'd
there
have to go to
where
the
you do,
loop.
where Walmart is.
Mhm.
Y'all lost your mind.
But that right there, you do that, that's what that would look like. But then probably he's gonna have to give now, cause now what we've done is created 3 over by 810.
Give me Bully
So-
Hills and all that up through there.
Where at?
Go up farther. Give me, Bully Hills, Sugar Hills.
Right here?
Now, now, you might well erase what you just got through doing.
I agree with you, Milt. I agree with you.
Okay, y'all wanna start fresh somewhere else, cause this isn't working?
Well, I don't know, start with a whole new census, one that was real. I thought we was pretty close the other way a while ago.
Yeah, the way we had it.
Yeah. What was proposal one?
Proposal 1's the one we've been working on, but I just wanna make sure I have a clean copy always somewhere.
Trying to live with some of those census blocks, huh?
Tiny.
Yeah, compared to what's surrounding them, you know? By definition, what's a census block? I mean, how many people have to be in one for it to be a census block?
There is no definition, it's how they draw their boundaries using either streets, creeks, rivers, or streams, a pipeline, a, railroad.
So basically just arbitrarily what Washington DC decides, that's what
Right.
it is. Okay,
Is that right, or did I miss something up here?
I think you missed something right up there.
No, that's
Milt,
all right.
That's
do you
right.
come across Old Springs Road?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
And this right here was not the junior high and high school.
that's correct.
So we still need precinct 1 to give away about 600 people.
Well, over there, cause we need to,
Does it matter where it goes to?
It needs to go to 3, but if we're gonna give to 2, then 2's gotta give to 3. 2 has to be a pass-through to get to 3, or either it's gotta go from 1 directly to 3. And the problem with 1 is right here.
yeah, for the justice of the peace.
To have an office.
So if you give some to 2, you'd still have to go, 2 would have to give to 3?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
2 only is short 162 people. 1 needs to get rid of about 450 people.
Look, I'll go back over to like, you
Well,
said, it seems like.
Tommy
we're-
needs 200 more.
Well, see, he's 1.79. This is the number you really wanna be cautious of.
What if you, come back up, right in that, this population right there, could some of that go to 2 and then 2 go to 3 somewhere else? Or would that work?
What is this community right here?
That's the lake.
Yeah, click on right to your left there just a little bit more, right there,
Yeah.
Right here?
right there.
Yep.
Click on that right through
Right
there,
there, through there on that peninsula.
cause that used to be into.
The whole peninsula or just what leads to it?
So did Leggett and everything else used to be into, going back.
I have to give you some more of that.
Yeah.
How much is that right through there?
Well, you gotta pretty much capture these, cause you can't cut those people off.
Correct.
It's 154 people right there. That probably does it. Cause you're at 424, so like I'll just show you what that'll do.
How much do I have to give up to 3?
Probably nothing. Because look at your
Because the
percentages
deviation
now.
won't be as much
The
The
between one and
deviation
three.
moved back down because
Yeah.
we gained 162. So see, if you take your largest right here at 226 and your smallest at 246 and add those two together, you're at 472. So you're below the 5%. Not that you even have to get below the 5%. If y'all are at 5 or 6, that'd be good.
Now, we need to get back to minor mills, huh? I mean, what did we decide on
Let's look
that?
at the, just pull it up and let's look at them.
Yeah, look at the whole thing.
Okay?
And, just kinda see where we're all at right now.
It's gonna put my part of Livingston across Business 59.
Yeah, but see, that's what I'm looking at right there. That, where's the old courthouse at there?
Right up there,
Right there, that's why he has it connected with.
So what I'm gonna do, just so there, nobody would ever say that we're not doing what's right, I'm gonna give 1 from 3, just this one block right here.
So there's a clear connection.
So there's a clear connection up to the courthouse. Although we're crossing the street and it's probably fine, but I mean, that's fine. And it doesn't, we're still at 5-point-something%.
Okay, can we look at the whole thing, like,
I can zoom out like
Yeah.
Yeah,
this.
like that,
Yeah,
yeah,
like that.
not, just where we can kinda,
You want me to make the road smaller so you can see better?
no,
So how much do I have to give to 3?
none.
None.
We're at now at 5.22, is that right?
You
got Indian Hill.
I'll give you an E for effort.
Oh, it doesn't matter, I thought he said that I had to give up some.
Well, we didn't know because you were already negative 162. And so when she gave to you, that 162 balanced with the 400 and something you gained, didn't flip your percentage too much. It really only caused you a net gain of 200 and something, let's say. 262, which is only a 2.26% overage.
But back down here at 1988 and 59 at Goodrich, Eileen,
Okay.
you want it to come that far down, ours?
Right here?
Yeah. how much of that can we pull back out and give to her? Any? Without messing things up?
Well, she's still over, so that's just adding.
Oh,
that.
she's still over.
If we got her under somewhere, then yes.
So I'd gain that right there in town,
Yes.
and then that wouldn't affect the Midway community and all that at all, Milt, up there.
And that wouldn't give you any more, that wouldn't give you any more roads, would it?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Oh,
Would it be
yeah.
city
that's give me-
streets?
Yeah, no, that's not city streets, that's
No.
all county roads.
Well, you'd pick up city streets a
In
little
town,
bit in
but
town.
all that down there by Goodrich is all county roads.
Correct.
This right here is where you're talking about you picked up.
Mars, Fair, Liberty.
And I guess
So
I-
that's in the city limits.
Correct.
So I'll
But
pick
if you
up
go
over
on
there
up,
all
if you
the
go
time.
on up
Go down.
the other way, yeah.
You're talking about
No,
this
I'm
area
talking
right
about,
here.
I've already got that, I'm talking about that area right here, right there.
That's
The
all
Goodrich
county
North.
road.
Goodrich North,
That's all
There.
county.
it's all
There.
county,
Yeah, but they were paved, most of them were paved.
good.
Miss Skyline, you got them roads out there in Indian Hills in good shape?
They do, they're a lot better than when I took office.
Oh, there you go.
Will they last 5 years?
Depends who's driving on it.
No, that's, I mean,
No,
As
we bet, we
far as
got
me, I
them.
gotta
Pull
do what
it
we
down
gotta
here,
do
let me
on
look
there.
at mine. If you don't
Okay,
mind.
we're at
yeah.
The precinct 3.
up here in town.
Yes. Well, in town and
Go up,
Come-
up and to the right.
This is what we took in for you right here, right?
yeah.
But you don't get too many roads that way, do you?
Well, like J.W. Road, it's not a county road. Teal Run's not a county road. Rolling Woods, just a one road going in. And, that's it.
So I'm the one that's gaining all the roads.
Castlewood,
Well, you needed some,
I'll
but
gain
you've been
it.
short.
yeah.
Miss Skylane's the shortest on roads.
Yeah,
And now she's gonna be real short.
Well,
You
yeah.
probably go
You
down
don't
close to
have
100.
you don't have a county road there till you get to, Rolling Woods up there, Milt. That's just a short dead end road.
but see, I had 131 miles, so there's not,
There's not a lot of difference, because we're a little over 140.
So this old Israel Road right here,
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
do y'all wanna make that just be the boundary?
yeah. I'd be fine with me. I'd give it all to Milt.
I don't know about that now.
We gonna share cost on them roads or what? How we gonna do that?
Well, we ain't been sharing on Oakdale.
We ain't been sharing on none of
No.
it.
I mean,
Israel's
there's not a
still
lot of
yours.
population in there, but I was
You
trying
didn't
to
talk
make it
nothing about
easily identifiable for y'all.
You didn't talk nothing
Yeah,
about
I just
sharing
paid-
about when I was paving
We're
that.
all just paving roads now, Eric.
I paved over Israel.
Am I giving county roads away? Is that the problem?
That's the
No.
problem.
Well, that
Well,
probably
that-
helped
That
everything
ain't-
right there.
There ain't nothing we can do about that.
What did that do to your numbers?
Not much.
Not much. I was just trying to make it an easy identifiable boundary here.
Look pretty good to me.
Now you're back
Yeah, it
under
does.
5%, you're at 4.75 with that change.
So that means Castlewood's mine then
Castlewood and, Old Hickory. That's a pretty good trade from you and Guy Lane, what I'm getting down there. That conglomerate, all the rest of, you ever get, what about Wyndham Ranch Road, they're pretty good shape now?
fair.
Well, that's what I thought. But that's fine, I mean, it's,
now.
What's
But see,
the,
old Israel's, it's still yours over time.
he only goes to the ditch.
yeah.
We stop at the back slope.
Now we get to listen to Wesley, he really is in my precinct now, but he's still going to go somewhere else and grab, but he never got to vote, he don't, he votes in your precinct.
Yeah,
I wanna know how many people we added over on that peninsula over there for precinct 2.
Just a couple.
It was 400 and something.
400 or something,
It was
okay.
400
It'll be
and,
okay.
Hey,
But
it-
they're real
on-
nice, they are real nice.
They are real nice, and I've worked all in there.
Till you
But,
get there.
on a holiday weekend, it'll go from 400 to
1,400.
probably.
So
4,000.
So Carrie, do we have all of, can you
That's
double check and
probably-
make sure we have all the elected officials?
That's probably about closest we're gonna be able to get this time, Tom.
They all say,
Milt's trying to
That's-
seal the deal over here.
I'm just saying, I mean,
I mean-
it's keeping your stuff intact. Yeah, I've gotta go on down into hers, but I'm at Wyndham Ranch Road already on
Well,
Longwood.
that's, I mean, you
Yeah,
know,
it
that's
just
like
makes
us.
And it's
you know,
it's just a designate, and see, and it's a boundary line, so that still
Keeps your
means
precinct
she's
marked.
got, you know, that's the only part I don't understand is, okay, we move a line, who gets a road?
Y'all have to decide on that, of who maintains the road.
That's what I'm talking about. I mean,
Coin
that's
toss.
always been the deal to where, you know, I
Possession's
mean,
9/10,
cause
so
I've got
whoever already owns
stuff
it.
up there, I've got stuff at Midway that everybody on the north side of it votes for. I ain't complaining about maintaining the road, but everybody on the north side of it votes for you. And everybody on the south side votes for me, and there's probably more on the north side.
Well, it's the same way with Oakdale.
And Oakdale's the same way. You got marked, 2 or 3 houses are on Oakdale, so it just depends.
Well, that's
Yeah, I
something
mean-
that you all will have to, we
Go
certainly can put it on as an
We,
agenda item,
no,
but
we
that doesn't
already
make
know, I
any
mean,
sense.
I maintain Oakdale, Tommy, does Oakdale, I mean,
Yeah.
that's just what it's
When are
all.
we supposed to vote on this?
We gotta have
If we-
public hearing.
Yeah, we have to have a
Yeah,
public
I need to
hearing.
go drive
Public
some
hearing
I
is
can
Friday.
get, I can get.
Me and Miss
Darden
Kelly
Road
will
if you
drive.
want to.
Yeah.
Who?
Darden.
Wade said, no, don't do that.
So the public hearing is Friday, is that correct?
He thinks I listen to it more than you do.
No, he said, one of these days, if I wanna run, I wanna be living in this precinct. I told him the other day, I said, Milt offered to give me this road all the way up to your house, out to the 942.
Okay, so any other comments on what we have so far?
So let me just go ahead and tell you this, last time, 10 years ago, after y'all did all of this, y'all's total deviation was 4.61.
Pretty
So I mean,
close.
y'all didn't go like down to 0 and stress out about it.
No, we wanted to get
No.
in beside 5%.
Right,
That's
and you
all we
don't
wanna
have to do 5%, it's not the law, it's just people
So we'll be inside of 5% by how much this time?
0.25, you're 4.75.
Yeah, so that's pretty,
That's good enough.
yeah.
I mean, I have a county that there's just nothing they can do because of the way the minority is dispersed. So they have to stay at about 6.85%. Otherwise, I mean, like literally, it's 100% Anglo everywhere. Like there is no way to go capture anything. And so, I mean, we had to keep them at
I'm good with it.
6.85%.
This was easier than last time.
Yeah, remember last time we'd look at a red dot over here and we'd worry about going up there and there'd be one minority representation.
That's because, so, this software is a little bit more sophisticated than 10 years ago. So 10 years ago, what it would do is show you that, it would say that census block is 90% minority. Well, it doesn't tell you what that 90% minority is. So if there's only 10 people in there, and 9 of them.
Yeah, that's what we were running into.
You're not going to capture anything.
No.
You know, you're going to, and that's what, I think this map in your initial assessment is similar to what it was 10 years ago, and it's deceptive, where it shows you like, here's these orange blocks way up here, and if you look at those, you may go capture them, but there may
Yeah.
only be 10 people in there.
When does this thing get voted and approved on?
Friday,
Friday,
It gets voted.
We vote on it Friday?
yes.
We've got a, when's the public hearing is,
public
Friday.
hearing's Friday, and then after
Friday.
that,
What time?
1 o'clock.
And I won't be here Friday.
1 o'clock Friday.
Oh. We can change some things now.
Not really, we done had to take everything away from her. She's been so giving today.
She has been, not been so receptive.
So I'll just tell y'all, one of my counties, it's shaped similar to y'all's county, but right here in just about that area of the census block, they had a 60% deviation just from that one corner tip. Because that corner tip touches the Dallas-Fort Worth area.
Johnson County?
And all, it's, Johnson County had a lot too. This is Kaufman County
Yeah.
where Forney is.
Yeah.
So Forney just exploded right there and still is. I I mean, it's just like subdivision after subdivision. I mean, there's no way they're even keeping up with what the census shows. But I mean, like a 60% growth right there. What do you do with number 2, number 1, and number 4 when all the growth is right up there in that one
You
little
give
tip?
everything else to them and keep
Yeah.
your little kingdom
And
there,
then you have just like a little,
like Trinity County and the city of Trinity,
Little
And, or
fiefdom.
Nacogdoches County.
Nacogdoches
and
County.
around Austin, it happened 10 years ago. The Austin, San Antonio counties were like Guadalupe County touches, that corner touched Comal, and Guadalupe County touched Bear. And then it just, you know, those neighborhoods exploded. If you've been down 35 right there at north of San Antonio, they were having struggles like that, to where how do you redraw your county to go get all that population?
Them developers don't look at county lines and things like that when they decide to put it in.
They just go for it.
Okay,
But I think this census was, publicly was a disgrace.
Everybody thinks there's an undercount, that's number one.
Oh, I know there is.
And and the count that's created deviations between rural and populous has even been more exaggerated.
Yeah.
Because the more
did we
rural,
take in all of the peninsula?
well, the more rural, they don't turn it in, right? Kind of.
Take it.
And then these new subdivisions where the growth is occurring.
It's not
they don't
showing
turn it
there.
in.
No, it's not
Yeah.
showing.
You know, so that it
Yeah, but
creates.
it's not that big.
It's a lot easier to
Yeah.
count people in the city.
See that little yellow
Okay,
piece
it's
up
just
there?
that little one,
Yeah,
I'm
'cause
just
you-
making sure.
Scenic
'cause-
loop area is that biggest
Oh,
part
okay,
of
that's
it.
scenic loop, okay.
That's a scenic
Gotcha,
loop,
gotcha,
see?
gotcha.
Right up here, is this what y'all are?
No, the one down here where you put this little yellow line into here. See, and then it
Yeah,
hooks out, you
okay,
couldn't even see it
okay.
on the road.
I just
now.
couldn't see it.
We just
I
wanna
thought-
make sure Ronnie got what was coming to him.
So,
Let's
I
go
mean,
in. We're gonna talk about budget next year.
Next year.
we can do
That
as
is
many.
a discussion about roads.
Yeah.
But I'm
we can do
talking-
as many proposals as they want to have
When does this-
alternatives.
I'm gonna research that.
When does this actually change over? Prior to voting? Prior to election? I'm
So-
talking about like what Milt's taking and Ronnie's getting, when do we go in, when are we in charge of that?
You can make that January 1, but anybody that's
Of
running.
2022 or 2023?
Well, that's an interesting point.
Could we make it October 1, 2022?
Y'all can manage it however you want
You
to,
could make it
because the
retro-
people who are being elected for these precincts will technically not take office until January 1, 2023, right?
That's when it needs to go into effect.
2023.
January, yeah,
So
2023.
these become the effective boundaries of the Commissioners Court on Friday. This is
Yeah, we're
the
gonna-
plan you've adopted to move forward with. But it's kind of that same way, like if you drew a
He just
JP
lost
out
me.
of their precinct,
Okay,
they
we're
still
gonna
serve
vote
till
on
the
it.
end.
Okay, we're gonna vote
Okay, well, I
on
think
it.
what he's
We're
asking
gonna
though-
accept it, but the question is, when does the court wish for it to go into effect?
It's
Well, that-
effective immediately.
Effective immediately, but
But when are y'all gonna start,
We're gonna-
when are y'all?
Yeah, when do
gonna
I start
When do we
maintaining those?
Yeah, that's
roads?
that's my question. When do I start maintaining
And
it?
when do those people know who they're gonna vote for?
Yeah, that's,
So that changes when the voter registrar, the Secretary of State's office set out an elections advisory this week, like last Tuesday,
Yeah, sure.
that she has to have her cards done in January for the March primary.
Okay, so
And so-
they'll vote for,
Right, because they're not voting for anybody to take office until January
Yes.
1 of 2023. So it kind of takes a year-long process to get all that in place, because you have your primaries first.
but they'll be voting in my precinct at the next election.
and then,
Correct.
Okay.
Carrie, you gonna
So
check this for
you would maintain
addresses?
control of those roads
And we're good?
until December 31st
So do
of
you have
2022.
911 coordinating or GIS or the appraisal district?
Well, but they voted before that. They're-
yeah, they'll vote. They'll vote in March,
Yeah.
in November. March,
Why
May, and
did- Why
November.
did he just say,
911 can open the shade one if they have those plotters.
he contradicted what he just said? 'Cause he just
Elections,
said
March, May,
January.
and November.
Take
To
that.
verify, because I mean, I've just.
it's
been-
gonna,
Right.
I
it's
put them
gonna
all on my
affect the
Google
people
Yeah,
that take
that's
That way I'm just
office
gonna see it.
January of 2023.
It
Which
should-
means that January of 2022, when people are campaigning, they will, this already has to be in effect.
That's
We
what
should assume maintenance October the 1st.
Of this
Next-
coming year, yeah.
Of next
That way we can work
That
our
way your
budget.
budget's the same.
Now, budget-wise, you can choose that. but election-wise.
Yeah, we don't have any
We
control.
have no
Yeah.
control, yeah, I understand that, but
I mean, that,
the sooner the better is
That
what
would-
I'm saying, because it really confuses a lot of people. When they done that and they give
That's what I thought
precinct,
when I was trying to figure it out.
precinct 4, all that, of precinct 1's down there south.
budget wise, that's what we should say, but like Thomas says, in reality, January 1st, we should swap. Because that way those people are voting for
the
people
correct
that's working in their
person,
precinct.
yeah. Yes.
That's what I don't
So we would
see waiting
take,
until.
precinct 2 would take over maintenance
Over
of
But you just
that.
have to give me part of your budget. Till October.
How's she?
I will be happy to research what counties are doing in terms of
Judge,
budgets.
It's
Don't look at
expensive
me,
to
she's the
keep
one that
asphalt.
give up
It ain't
everything.
expensive to blade roads.
Yeah, but she gave, you, I got
But you only have to do it every 5 to
Telling
7
you.
years.
You got it from me? Yeah, but you didn't get many miles. worth.
Okay, does
Maintenance
anybody have
roads.
any questions for
But I
Eric?
do.
You
We're
coming
kinda
out,
out
you
of
can't, you
control
coming
here.
out all right, now I ain't.
Hey,
But we didn't even go.
Well, it's about time.
focus, cross
Yeah,
out there,
last time.
focus right up there.
Okay,
Yeah, I'd say this
so-
guy leaning, you'd come out good.
I wish I had a gavel right now, it's the only time I
Just
was
do
wanting
like,
to.
Just scream, be
So, I
quiet.
mean, the thing is, this is a proposal, you see how it affects the minority population? We can draw 2 more proposals, 3 more proposals, or you could just be good with this one. What I'll do from here is, tonight, I will send the shape files to Carrie. Carrie's gonna send them to 911 coordinating. She can print it out on a big, like that flag, 36 by 48 map typically. I would suggest that y'all ask your constables and JPs to come in and look on the map, because they follow your precincts, right? Your constables and
Everybody
JPs.
does.
All
So-
mine are good.
To make sure their residents are there. And then I will also send you, I will change this around a little bit where these roads won't look like this, and I'll try to send you blow-ups of the various areas. I'll send those to the judge and Carrie, and then you can distribute out.
Yeah,
to
send
each
us a
one of the
blow-up
commissioners.
of each projected precinct.
And
That's gonna be hard
especially, we
for
need
2
an
of you,
inset,
because 4 is this big.
we need an inset on Livingston though.
I will. I'll do a city of Livingston. I'll probably do the lake
A
up here where we
Goodrich.
did this.
Yeah.
And, down here at Goodrich, I'll do those 3 areas. And then, you took in that Providence little square right there. There wasn't too many, but, and then I'll
Do an
this-
inset on that yellow portion over there that we added.
This right here.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Indian Hills. Indian.
So just so you know, when you get the map, okay, if you hit control, and if your mouse has this button right here, that you can scroll it up, it will allow you to do this, and it will capture it'll keep those roads where you can see them.
I don't have one of those.
Okay. Then if you do,
We do.
okay,
Tell me you ain't got a mouse that zooms in and out.
Everybody does. No, there's a difference between having it and knowing
Just
how to
do your
use it.
phone,
Now,
Ronnie.
that might be a dream.
Do your phone and make it expand. and
so what
contract.
No,
I
I
will
just
not
did
put
this. I
on
couldn't
here,
even
which
turn
creates
it
a
off.
huge overlay, is all these numbers from the census.
Yeah,
Cause that's more confusing, but it will show you your streets and that kind of stuff.
very
We
well.
finna get-
Okay,
already
and
come
then
down
Now,
on,
there.
one question,
Yes.
right quick. Go back, if you can, back down to the Providence part.
Okay. Right here.
Right there. That's not gonna affect the escapees with that voting block line because they're all south of this line.
yeah.
correct.
Okay, that's what I wanted to make sure. and then
Let me
I'll
show
get
you, I can turn on.
That's just gonna be an imaginary line right there.
Yeah, I can't turn on that.
Well, we gotta
Just-
figure out where Providence stops. That's gonna be the difference in us.
Yeah.
Milt's gonna take care of all the Israel Road and all that other stuff.
So,
While it's already there.
so what you're gonna do on Friday, Judge, is that you will open the public hearing. You will take any comments. I will provide you the demographics for this plan that then you can compare to this plan. and I'll even send you where you were 10 years ago. So you'll have 10 years ago, how out of whack you are, and then how this gets you
Out of
back.
whack you are.
You'll have those three demographics, and then you'll have the maps that hopefully you can either have laid out, a big one, or you'll have the ones that I will send you that will show those things. Then you'll do two things on Friday. You will adopt your commissioner's court boundaries, and you might as well just go ahead and adopt your justice of the peace boundaries. You'll just,
And constables.
and constables, but if JP, constables automatically follow the JP,
Okay.
so you can tweak that order however you want to make it clear that you're adopting both. Once you set these lines in place, then I'm gonna overlay your current voting districts onto the new boundaries, and then I'll have to work with whoever your EA, tax assessor, collector, whoever, county clerk, for your election precincts to make sure that everything matches up. But I'll probably have to work with both Shalana and the tax assessor collector to make sure that we didn't create anybody. Do y'all have any right now that are near election trouble, like too close to
Full-timers.
5,000 or anything like
We
that?
have two, the escapees.
Yeah, but are they
Okay, so those,
full-time occupied?
unless y'all
Not
wanna divide
weekenders
those
no more.
further, you know, but it's,
By law, they're supposed to be, because they've gotta be under 5,000.
they're already over 5,000.
Yes.
So then we'll create maybe one more box, merge two together, have 1, 2, 3. This would be the time to do this, but we've gotta make sure we capture the voters in the right precincts for anybody we move. And then we've gotta fix anything else. Before y'all were in here, I was showing Carrie that I had to do that in another county, and in the process, they renamed the voting boxes. And I can't figure out how to do it on this computer software, but this is the time to fix it, and they're working really hard on trying to fix all of their 38 voting precincts. But they had 5 or 6 that were over 5,000, and just required the split.
But we'll solve a lot of our people being not knowing where to vote, because we can vote anywhere now.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
y'all are countywide on
Yes, sir.
everything?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, like, this
Drive the
this
car
last-
and vote.
the
Okay.
last election
Drive
was
the
our
car.
first.
So now that rule changes. It's
That was,
not
don't want nobody
5,000.
bother you, huh?
But no commissioner's court precinct can have more than double what the number of polling places any other commissioner's court precinct can have. I'll have to get that election code provision for you.
Well, we'll still be okay because we're splitting out the population, so
Right.
they're assigned.
They're still assigned a
Yeah,
voter's
they're
card.
still
Yeah.
assigned a voting spot, so we'll
Because
still
the
be
ballots have
okay.
to be
They
created.
can still vote wherever they want,
Yes.
but they'll still have an assigned voting location. Okay.
And then I looked at y'all did not get divided up by State Board of Education, State Senate, and State House for US congressional districts.
No, sir, we did not.
So y'all are good with that?
Yes, sir.
Because I've got to watch election precincts for that, because then that's a whole different ballot for those people.
No,
What, do y'all do city elections?
we have our same we have, we're in a different region now, or different area, but we're complete. The county is complete, whole.
What city and school districts, do you do all of them in the county?
Yep.
Do any of them have single-member districts? Meaning, are they at large city councils, at large school districts, or do they have?
Yeah, large.
I think all of ours are at large.
Yeah.
Okay, because if there's a single-member district, you would know that you create a separate ballot for those elections.
We're not that big yet.
No, they're all at large,
You're headed that way.
shortly.
10 more years.
Okay, anyone
Somebody
else?
else's problem.
Guys, I hate that have to be gone, but this is something that's been in the works for a year, so.
You're
I don't-
good,
uh,
you're good.
Thank you, Ms. Guthrie.
Don't worry, they will take care of you.
That's what I'm afraid of. That's why.
Hold on, hold your,
See,
We're pretty much bound.
I see the gleam in all these guys' eyes over here, you know.
You're starting to catch the twinkle, right?
You have been really giving today, so go on about your business.
oh yeah, Ms. Guthrie, I've had enough.
Okay, any more
Guys,
questions?
You enjoy, huh?
Any more questions for Eric? Before we-
Whew, now, does that
before
look
we
good
ad-
to you?
It looks
Before we
good. I
adjourn
think
this
y'all are
workshop?
Boy,
really
this
good.
went quick. If if we can just get it.
Okay.
And we done it 2 or 3 times for hours last time.
So let me just ask you all if you're satisfied. We can't,
All I can ask you is this, do y'all wanna do another proposal?
No, sir.
Cause we could take this proposal that we have here and do like a 1A, or y'all can move on to something else.
We done moved around 2 or 3 times and we figured out we couldn't do any better, so.
okay, well, that's
You
the
know,
question. Do you wanna do this again, or do you wanna
No.
move forward on Friday?
No, I'm good.
Okay, very well.
We just have to see what the public does.
Okay,
In years past, how much public showed up?
Not much on that last one, the one prior to me taking office, they had some discrepancies, some
But
controversies.
there were some big changes.
Big
then.
changes,
I mean,
really
that-
big
I
changes.
mean, these have been pretty small, what
Yeah.
we've done so far. Daddy and Bobby.
Now, the
they
day
did
was a
big-
lot bigger than last year. Cause all we had to do was swing you farther on down into
Yeah,
town
all I
last
did
year.
was take in part of the city and that did it last.
We didn't have the
Okay.
growth in
You didn't get any
the.
roads, just head count.
so I need a motion for us to move forward with the Friday public hearing
So moved.
and the
Second.
meeting. Commissioner Purvis, second Commissioner Vincent. Any further discussion or questions on that? All together, all say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Motion.
Okay, it will be on Friday at 1 PM. Right here in the courtroom. Commissioner Overstreet and Commissioner Purvis?
Motion adjourned.
Second.
Very well. What time is it, Madam Clerk?
Thank you, Eric.
Yes,
Yeah, thank you, Eric.
you're welcome. When you're driving down that road, I guess think of me and you can blame me.
Yeah, Mill's gonna be
I'm gonna
saying
think
that.
of you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I've been asked we could have done it without moving anything, just giving y'all more.